Cadman. And the other little thing that he didn't add on the end there is that because his nerves were well nourished, he drove home like he was driving a car, not a jet boat, which was much to his wife's delight. Because he's usually that cranked up that he drives the car like the jet boat, which is scary. Okay, so Sarah, can I have you come up and share your story? So this is Cadman's wife, Sarah, and yeah, very good.
Okay, our story actually begins before Cadman with our daughter Matilda, who at 7 months old was covered in eczema chronically all over her face and her body. Her face was cracked and weeping. I was putting creams and bits and pieces on her and trying all sorts of natural remedies, creaming her about sort of 5 times a day, and again like in the middle of the night to stop her from sticking to the bed really. And so for her it was really hard, like she was ripping her skin off whenever I changed her, just the itching and inflammation. From her birth she had been inflamed, but it wasn't until she sort of hit 7 months that we realised it was quite an intense thing. I started on Body Balance to help her, and after 3 months of her getting it from me, her face had come right down. She still had eczema here, around her neck and on her body and her legs. Then just before her first birthday, which was this time last year, I started giving her Body Balance directly, and on a really small dosage because I wasn't sure how much to give her. In the space of, I think it was about 12 days, the inflammation had dropped out of her body, her face had calmed right down. She now, a year on, like she has it every day. Her food group has expanded a lot. She was down to about 5 things. We make most of our food. I grow a lot of our vegetables. I'd taken all her food right back to the basic whole food, and it still wasn't really making much difference. But the missing link is Body Balance and the fact that she's getting the minerals. And now her food has opened right up. She eats pretty much the same as we do. I still have to be careful, she's gluten-free. But she now runs around. The summer has been very liberating for her. She's run around in the nude like a little 2-year-old should, whereas last summer she was covered, long sleeves, long legs, socks. And yeah, it was hard for her in the summer. She's been in the sprinkler, she's been at the beach, which the beach last year was a nightmare because of the salt water would just drive her insane. So it's changed our whole life with her. For myself, I didn't really think I needed anything because I was a busy mum of 2, and of course it was okay to be tired, especially when Cadman was away for 10 weeks at a time. After 3 months I realised that I wasn't sleeping for 2 to 3 hours every day. I was having to have a rest during the day, whether or not the kids wanted to have quiet time, they did. And so I could rest, and the moment they went to bed at 7 o'clock, I would be sort of looking to go to bed really soon as well. Now I go through all the day, we can play, we have fun, I can actually do outdoor stuff with the kids and enjoy it. And then I'm getting extra time in the evening to do things that we want to do once the children are in bed. So it's sort of bedtime now is about 11 o'clock, quite easily maintainable, which is really exciting. So it's a whole different world after 7 p.m. So that's sort of our story.
Thanks.
Thank you.